Hey, welcome to Film Fanatics and our special summer best and worst mini-sode for 2016. My name is Dan.
My name is Justin.
And I'm Joe.
I think we can all agree that this year has not been the best for movies.
We've
said that many times.
To put it politely.
On the show, but I'll tell you what, I'm pretty happy with my top 10. We've found some good ones. We'll see, I guess. So we do also have a worst list that we're going to get to a little bit later on. But first, let's do our tops of the list here, numbers 10 through 2 on our best of. Joe, you mentioned you had one on your list that we might question, so I would love to have you go first.
That should be good.
I was talking about my.
Oh, and your bottom.
Well, there might be one you guys might question.
Okay.
But the starting things off though was kind of an honorable mention about my most anticipated. Most of them have been very good when they are. So this one was actually better. That was Central Intelligence. Actually, thought it was pretty funny. Maybe not like the best of the comedies ever, but I could watch it again for sure.
That actually just missed my top 10. I liked it.
I'm actually surprised it's not on your top 10, Joe. But
I mean, it is on my top 10.
Honorable, but
no, it was an honorable. What do you call it?
It was his honorable.
Honorable anticipated. But it didn't make my top anticipated. It's making my top 10. It's number 10.
He said it's number 10.
Yes, my number 10.
All right, strike that.
Yeah. So that's my number 10. Number 9 is one I think you guys probably won't have on yours. That's X-Men Apocalypse. I actually really enjoyed it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's the one. I really did not care for that.
Yeah, I like to.
The more I think about it, the angrier I get.
Same.
Hey, I watched it a couple times. I really had a lot of fun with it.
My condolences.
Hey, thank you. Number.
You know what? Well played. I'll give you a golf clap for that.
It's fine with me. Number 8 is The Shallows. Made a shark movie. It was actually pretty awesome.
Took him long enough.
I know, right? Oh, man. Number 7, Popstar. Never Stop, Never Stopping. Really,
well done.
Really liked it. Very funny movie. Big surprise. Hope it becomes a cult classic. Number 6, The Lobster. Probably one of the more interesting think pieces we've had. Number 4, The Nice Guys. Awesome detective movie. Some great chemistry. Definitely both from Russell and Gosling. Number 4 is Finding...
Yeah, number 5 is The Nice Guys.
5 is The Nice Guys. Okay. Yeah. Number 4 is Finding Dory. Pixar Strikes Again. Number 3, Star Trek Beyond. Actually a good Star Trek remake. And my number 2 is Captain America Civil War Sweetness.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Very good. Well, you'll hear a few repeats on my list, but a few not because you didn't actually get to see them. So maybe by year's end, you'll see them and we'll get your take on them.
Cool.
But my number 10 actually is Swiss Army Man.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Which is the farting corpse movie with Daniel Radcliffe. I thought he did an excellent job. And Paul Dano, good as always. You have to be in the right mood for it, but if you are, you will definitely enjoy it. My number 9 is Captain America Civil War. I thought it was the best Marvel movie in probably 2 years. Probably since not the first Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Yeah.
First real Captain.
The first real Captain America for me. Number 8, a very recent one. You had The Shallows on yours. For me, the horror movie was Don't Breathe.
Okay.
I really liked this a lot. In fact, before this recent episode we did with Don't Breathe on it and a couple of other great movies, I had The Conjuring on my top 10 as well. But that was one that I think probably didn't hold up to some of these other ones. Number 7 for me is Finding Dory. I agree. Pixar does knocks it out of the park yet again. Very funny movie. Well deserved to be number 1 movie of the summer, box office wise. Number 6 for me, Florence Foster Jenkins. I think we'll be hearing about this certainly at the Golden Globes at awards season. Probably Meryl Streep for the Oscar as well with a nomination. Very, very funny movie. Number 5 is Don't Think Twice. This is an indie movie about improvisational comedy troupes that we recently reviewed, written and directed by Mike Birbiglia. Very, very funny and also, more importantly, real. Number 4 for me, Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping. I love this movie. This is my highest A-. My top 3 are all A's. I think this movie's great. I agree, Joe. A cult classic out of this would be fantastic. Number 3 for me, The Nice Guys. This was great. Quite a surprise because I'm not the hugest Crow fan around.
Well, no.
But I thought him and Gosling really did a great job. The little girl was very good as well. Very funny. And number 2, Star Trek Beyond.
Wow, that's pretty high.
This was
Terribly intriguing.
a great movie.
Yeah.
I saw it twice in the same week. Took my father to it, and
Hey, did he like it?
loved it.
Good. Well, then that's a
Loved
good sign.
it.
Very nice.
About the first movie he's seen in theaters in like 2 years.
Oh,
and,
wow. Okay.
He really, really loved it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So, Justin, let's hear from you.
This will be the best.
All
one.
right.
I don't think we're going to hear a ton of repeats based on grades for the summer.
You'll see a couple.
Okay. Okay.
So to kick mine off with an honorable mention, I got to give some points to the documentary Raiders, the story of the greatest fan film ever made. Not sure if I can entirely agree that it's the greatest, but it's certainly up there. It's a really fascinating exploration of truly following your dreams through thick and thin, and just a celebration of fandom as a whole, and truly what it means to put love into a project over the course of truly decades.
Sweet.
A lot of fun, great movie. I mean,
And one we didn't talk about on the show, but if you're interested, check it out on DVD, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Presently on DVD.
about
Definitely
that
worth a
one,
look. But to get to my top 10, number 10 is Pete's Dragon. I think this does what I've kind of been hoping Disney would be doing with the live action. Take some of the lesser known movies and put a nice spin on them. And I think that that pays off here. Number 9 is Money Monster. I think it has more than a handful of problems, but it keeps moving. The performances are solid. And unlike so many movies that came out this summer, this one kept me entertained throughout, which is quite the feat. Number 8 is The Shallows. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Blake Lively, but for being a shark movie and and a well-written one at that, I got to give it points.
We all had horror at number 8. It's weird.
Hard 8.
How about that? My number 7 is Swiss Army Man. It's a completely bizarre and wonky movie, but it's worth every second of it if as Dan so elegantly put it, if you're in the right mood. And tons of flatulent fun.
You'll see it, Joe, before the end of the year, because you'll really like it.
I thought
should.
I wanted
Yeah.
to, but I couldn't make it.
Well, stupid Midtown.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But number 6, The Lobster. You have sci-fi, you've got strange absurdist comedy. It's a wonderfully bizarre and quirky movie. Definitely worth checking out. Number 5, I know will probably be my most controversial, Batman the Killing Joke. I think in a lot of ways it improves what the comic did. And honestly, I feel like it's once again giving more compelling evidence that we do in fact need a Batgirl movie at some point in time. My number
I think we got one. Wasn't it the Killing Joke?
yes and no.
I'll say-
Hey, you made fun of his
yeah,
X-Men. I get a
yeah.
comment about Batman. All right, number 4.
Number 4, gentlemen. Hell or High Water. I can't say this is the most original movie that we've gotten this summer, but it is really well acted, very well shot, a lot of things to like. My number 3, Love and Friendship. I didn't think I would be a huge fan of a Jane Austen adaptation, but they went for a lesser known one. I think it paid off. Beckinsale does a fantastic job. There's a lot of really smart humor, and I think the directing is only continues to complement that as it goes along.
That one just missed mine as well. That's a really good movie.
That's a good one,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And my number 2, Don't Think Twice. Birbiglia's sophomore effort, and I think it's continuing to show his promise as a filmmaker. Really sharp observations about the entertainment industry as a whole, and quite a few things to reflect on. A lot of poignant observations.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, well, so now we get to, before we reveal our favorites, we have to look at some of the worst.
Do we?
I like to remind our audience what not to see.
I mean, I don't want to remember.
So, Joe, what did you have for your bottom 3?
Bottom 3. Well, I'm going to start off with Warcraft, because though I didn't particularly like it, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But visuals
Acceptable
aside,
answer.
True.
it's like visually nice, I guess, but other than that, not too much to offer. Now the second one, though, a great little guilty pleasure I like to call The Darkness.
Nice.
Because The Darkness
What a movie.
It's a terrible movie. Terrible movie. Like, one good line. But I found it...
was a good line.
The Bible one. Like,
Yep.
Other than that, pretty bad. But I could watch it again, I guess.
I don't want to ever see it again.
Oh man, kill it with fire.
But the biggest disappointment for me was, I believe, one of my anticipated. That was Independence Day Resurgence. Piece of garbage. Don't see it if you haven't, and you probably didn't. Cause
God, that was on your most anticipated, wasn't it?
I think it was pretty high up there.
Well, you love the first one.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, if we were doing a bottom 5, Free State of Jones might have made mine. So
I like
I actually kind of like that one. So yeah,
I liked Free State of Jones.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do have an honorable mention. It's one we did not discuss on the show, but I just want to tell all the listeners: 9 Lives is
the worst.
Just it's not the worst. I didn't fail it. But I gave it a D. It's not a good movie. Spacey has a couple of good lines, but Spacey is a cat. I mean, come on.
We can do better.
We can all do better than this.
We hope.
Least of all Spacey, of course. Or not least of all Spacey, I should say.
He needs something to do between House of Cards seasons, I guess.
It's true.
You would think.
Okay, so my actual list of the terrible ones we discussed on the show, you had some good ones on there, Joe.
Oh, I'm glad.
But you didn't put Now You See Me Too on there, which was, I thought, horrible. Big letdown from the original. I know you guys liked that a little bit better than I did.
Yeah, that was okay.
But yeah, just wow. What a whiff for that one. Number 2 for me is Independence Day Resurgence. Good. Awful. It may be one like Fantastic Four where by the end of the year I just have to fail it.
Yeah.
I don't have that many fails this year, and I other than maybe a good Goldblum line or two, I can't think of anything too good about this movie.
It's a bad movie.
It's really bad.
But my number 1 is The Darkness.
The Darkness.
Horrible, horrible movie. There's nothing redeeming about it except that one good Kevin Bacon line. And I'll tell you what it is right now, listeners, so you never have to see the movie. They go to a hotel to escape the monster. They talk about how there's no Bibles anymore in hotels. The wife says, Jesus. And Kevin Bacon turns around and says, not anymore.
Congratulations. You now never need to see
You now never need to see The Darkness. You're welcome.
You're right. You're right.
Justin, what is your bottom 3?
Well, I don't think we're going to be without parallels here.
Yay.
Okay.
My number 3 is Independence Day Resurgence.
Terrible.
It's a bad movie, but here's why I can't put it much lower.
Oh.
I don't think it's a complete disaster until we get to probably the 2/3 mark. Then it starts going way, way, way downhill and never quite recovers. Alongside that, it's been 20 years. We deserve better.
Yeah.
Number 2, Ben-Hur.
He did hate Ben-Hur.
I'm going to wrap this up in 3 words.
It's not good.
No, it's
Why? We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And number 1, The Darkness.
Yeah, of course.
It's just a monumentally lazy movie. There's no reason as a horror movie, as a film being with directors and producers and actors, we should get anything this bad. It's just lazy on every possible front.
And writers.
And writers.
Key grips. I mean, I'm sure nobody did a good job.
It was like, we're
Craft
here.
services.
The caterers
Yeah.
didn't feed their actors well enough.
Maybe.
Hey, maybe if they had one.
Yeah, something was wrong with everybody.
There you go.
All right. Well, so terrible movies. Don't see any of them. But Joe, what do you want people to see? What's your favorite movie of the summer?
Well, I mean, it's Kubo and the debatable number of strings.
True, sir.
Nah, but I mean, talked about it on the show, did a 15-minute review with some nature documentary stuff on the side.
Thank you, Werner Herzog.
About Kubo. So yeah, great movie. Not people haven't seen enough of it apparently, but great movie experience. I mean, definitely, easily my number 1 by far.
Yeah. All right. Well, number 1 for me is Hell or High Water. One of the recent reviews here on the show. Really just a fantastic heist movie. A great, I guess, quote unquote Western.
Sort of.
I thought everybody was doing a great job. I was very invested in the story. And really loved it. Justin?
Well, lo and behold,
I feel like we know.
It's Kubo.
Yeah.
I mean, we proclaimed it my first 2016 A+, not the first, but that's true for another day. Leica Strikes Again, huge improvement over the Box Trolls, incredible animation, and I gotta say the animation bar has been set pretty high.
Yeah, I have the feeling, you guys know I didn't love it as much as you guys, but boy, that animation's gorgeous.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I really think it's probably going to win Best Animated Feature.
I mean, what
You
else?
think so?
Finding Dory would be the only contender. Well, Zootopia maybe. People like that.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
I mean, from an animation standpoint, it's
can't really
hard
top
to get
that.
better than Kubo.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure. All right, well, that is it. Some good recommendations, and one certainly to stay away from.
Mm-hmm.
Really only about 2 or 3 movies to stay away from. We
Yeah.
kind of stuck
Yeah.
to the same ones, but that's how bad they were. So yeah, check out our other podcasts. We have a lot of special episodes up and also the weekly stuff. to check out, and the Star Trek episode synopses and all that great stuff. So we'll see you back here next time for a full-on episode. Thanks for listening.